Hello, welcome back. So today we are going to crochet some adorable mushrooms. So whatever colors you have, maybe you have some scrap balls of yarn you would like to use, go ahead. We are going to start with the cap. Oh, sure, it's going to be difficult in that stand. And we're going to need an E hook, a 3.5 millimeter. Here is my pattern. I'm going to hold it up close so that if need be. Now again, we're just doing the mushroom, the cap. So this is the part. That way, if you need to, you can come back, pause, and just pause it here. All right, so scrap paper, so you can write your pattern down. The first thing we're going to do is either chain two. I'm going to use blue. I've gone ahead and made a couple of caps already, a red one and a purple one. And it does not matter what size yarn you use either. It is totally up to you. So you can either chain two or make a magic circle. I'm going to make a magic circle. Let me just chain one to lock it in. There. Now we have a circle. We are going to put 6 single crochets inside this circle. Now, if you are not doing a magic circle, you did a chain 2. You are going to do 6 single crochets in your first chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This yarn is splitting. I think it's operator error. So I'm going to make this smaller. The next thing we're going to do is 2 single crochets in each stitch. So we now have 6 total stitches. If you count back, you have 6. We are now going to put 2 single crochets in every stitch for a total of 12. 1. Oh, I'm having difficulties. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, halfway, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Our next one is going to be an increase as well. So this is a good time to get a stitch marker, unless you just want to go ahead and count. So we have a total of 12 stitches right now. Our next row is going to be an increase to 18. So we're going to single crochet the first stitch, 2 single crochets in the next stitch as an increase all the way around for a total of 18. So 1 and then 2. 1 in the next stitch, 2 in the next, 1, 2. I hear my dog being insistent. Hopefully she can wait till I get around to the other side. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, and your last stitch should be an increase. And it'll be this way the whole time. So we will always start our row where the stitch marker is with 1. We will finish our row with an increase, whether it's 2, 3, 7, 9, depending on you. So I'm going to put you guys on pause and go see if she really wants in. We're going to move our stitch marker. The next one is going to be an increase row. So we are going to 1 single crochet the first 2 stitches, 2 single crochets the next, for a total of 24 single crochets. So we're going to single crochet the first 2, 1, 1, and then 2 in the next one. 1 and 2. Single crochet in the next one, single crochet the next one, 2 single crochets, oh my goodness, I'm having difficulties. I think I need to redo that last one. So this is a 2 single crochets, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. We're almost to the end. 2, oh my gosh, you guys, I totally just messed this whole one up. It's supposed to be 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. So now I have to totally go back. You guys are probably like, what are you doing? All right, let me see where I'm at. 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1. Oh my gosh, I messed up that early. 1, 1. All right, so we should have 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1. Oh, goodness gracious. You guys should have stopped me. Now 2. So 1, 1. Now 2. 1, 1, 2. Lagatha, what are you complaining about today? One, 1, and then our last stitch is 2. And then we're back to our stitch marker. And that is a total of 24 stitches. The next row is another increase. So we're going to single crochet the first 3 stitches, 2 single crochets in the next stitch. We'll repeat that pattern for a total of 30 stitches. So move the marker, single crochet the first 3, 1, 2, 3. Now an increase, so 2 in this one, 1, 2, 3, and increase. So 2, 1, 2, 3, and increase. 1, 2, 3, and increase. 3, 1, 2, 3, and increase. 1, 2, 3, and our last stitch is an increase. 2. Oh, I got my yarn stuck. There. The next one is going to be one single crochet in each stitch. So a total of 30 stitches again. Move that stitch marker. One single crochet all the way around every stitch, and I will meet you back at the beginning. And we have one more stitch equals 30. And that's what the top of your mushroom cap is starting to look like. The next row is going to be an increase. So we're going to single crochet the next 4 and do an increase in the 5th one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and an increase. So 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and increase. 1, 2. Oops, 2. So we're going to continue in that manner with 4 singles and then an increase in the next one. 2, 3, 4. Now an increase, and I will meet you back at the stitch marker. This is my last of my 4 single crochets, and my very last stitch is an increase. So 2 single crochets in that stitch for a total of 36 single crochets. The next one is not an increase. We are just going to do a single crochet in every stitch around, again for a total of 36. Or however large you decide you want your mushroom cap. So you can go larger. If you want to go another round, you will increase it by 6. So your next one would be 42. You would, after you do this one, you would do 1 single crochet in the next 5 and then an increase. And that would be a total of 42 stitches. Increments of 6 if you want to make your cap larger. So we're just going to single crochet all the way around, and I will meet you back at the stitch marker. One last stitch for a total of 36. And we're going to fasten off. I am going to slip stitch into the next one, just so that it's not as large of a drop off. I think I've split my yarn again. Dang it. And I'm just going to chain one so I can pull my long tail. Now, you're going to want a long enough tail because you are going to use your tail to to stitch to the stem. So my suggestion is to make sure you have plenty of yarn. Wrap around it about 3 times. It should be way, way, way more than enough. I'm just having the worst time with these strands of yarn. Oopsie, sorry. And then again, with our tapestry needle, we will sew this end, or this cap, to a mushroom stem. Now, you guys, so I already have, let me get a better view. This is my 3rd one now. So, well, 4 if you count that one. But I have 3 I have to make stems for. But I would like to make some more caps. Now, if you're curious about the white, we put that on before we attach. And there's different ideas for that, so stay tuned. I am going to go ahead and make some more of these in a different color. I think this time I'm going to use green. And since I used the magic circle last time, we will just chain 2 this time. And then 6 single crochets in the first stitch. So you're going to skip the first one and go into the second one. And in there, we are going to put 6 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pull it tight. Now we're going to do 2 in each one for a total of 12, following the same pattern we did with the blue one. One, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. Some of this yarn really splits. 9, 10, 11, generally I would have this in that wood bowl I use all the time that my husband's uncle made. But for video purposes, hopefully this one doesn't take as long. I figured it would just be fine sitting in there. All right, so again, we're going to have an increase row. So 1 single crochet in this stitch, 2 in the next, and we are going to have 18 total. One, two, 1 and then 2, 1 and 2. I'll meet you back at the stitch marker. We just finished the next row for a total of 18. Move that stitch marker, and we're going to now do 2 single crochets, and then in the third stitch will be an increase. So 1 single crochet in the first stitch, 1 in the second stitch, and 2 in the third. All the way around for a total of 24 stitches. I'll meet you back at stitch marker. And the last one is an increase stitch of 2. And then the next one is an increase up to 30. So we're going to single crochet the first 3 stitches, and then the 4th stitch will be an increase. So 1, moving that stitch marker, 1, 2, 3, increase, 1, 2, 3, increase. I'll meet you at stitch marker. And now we're going to have single crochet all the way around every stitch. So again, we're going to have another row of 30. So single crochet every one, and I'll meet you back when you get to your marker. We just finished that row of 30, and our next row is going to be another increase up to 36. So move the stitch marker, single crochet the next 4, and then an increase in the 5th. 1, 2, 3, 4, and an increase of 2, and continue in that pattern all the way around to the stitch marker for a total of 36. And now we're gonna single crochet 36. So 1 single crochet every stitch around, and we're gonna fasten off and leave a long tail. So I will meet you back when I've gotten back to my stitch marker. All right, so we now have 36, and I'm gonna slip stitch the next one, chain 1 to fasten off. Whoops, slip, chain, and again, I'm gonna leave myself a super long tail to sew in on the mushroom stem. There. So now we have a purple one, 2 red ones, and a green one. Oh my gosh, these are going to be great. So you guys, obviously you see there's different size. It depends on the weight of your yarn. You can always change your hook size too if you want. It's totally up to you. Changing your hook size will make it larger or smaller. And so I encourage you to go on ahead and make a whole bunch of mushroom caps. Oh, it's stuck. Use up scraps, all kinds of colors, and you just never know what you're going to come up with. And I am going to get ready to do our stem. So here's some of the stem. And the rest of the stem. That's if you don't want to wait for me. Moving these out of the way. We'll just go ahead and use this one. And like I said, you can use any color you want. You want to use orange. You want to use brown. You want to use black. Go ahead. And this one, we are going to, again, either chain 2 or do a magic circle. Here we will chain 2, 1, 2, 6 single crochets in the first stitch. One, whoops, I split yarn. Of course I did. Two, three. Did I do it again? Oh, goodness gracious. So that is 3, 4, 5, 6. And this is the problem I have encountered in my experience with using scrap yarn, is that it's been worked and used so many times that you can now split it way more easy. All right, so again, we are going to single crochet 2 in each stitch for a total of 12 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Now we're going to need our stitch marker. Just pulling that corner or the center tight. I'll use my purple stitch marker. That was 12. We're going to now do an increase to 18. 1 single crochet in the first, 2 in the next, just like we did with the cap. What is going on? I'm having extreme difficulties. One, and then 2. 1, and then 2. 1, and then 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, and our last one will be an increase of 2. Good. Next, we're going to, I got to the end of a strand. Move the stitch marker. We're going to single crochet every stitch, so this row will have 18 single crochets as well, but you see here it says in the back loop. So, not going through both, no, you're going through just the back one. Oh, I lost that one. All right, so I will meet you back at the 18th back loop single crochet when we go to join. So I'm at the part where I need to attach a new strand. Now, I know everybody does this differently, but I thought I'd show you guys. Many of you have probably seen me do this a ton of times. So here's the one we're working on, and here's our new one. You're going to take this over and then underneath both of them. And then this part is going through that hole. And pull. Pull tight. You do the same down here. You take your old one. And you wrap it around. And come up and put it in that hole. Pull it tight. Then you pull, wrong strand, those ones tight. There. Now your knot it's not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. And we'll just trim those off and save them for the birds. Which reminds me, actually, by the time this video uploads, the Great Backyard Bird Count might be over. I hope you guys joined in and counted birds too. So I only have a few more back loops. We might as well just stay here together and finish crocheting these together. Now, I like to turn it in the proper way now so that the good side is going to be facing me and all my extra tails and knotted parts are on the inside of my mushroom stem. So that was the back loop 18. We're going to do 2 more rows of 18, but it will be both loops. Okay, super important. Both loops. So move that stitch marker. And we're going to have 18 single crochets all the way around for 2 rows. So I will meet you back here when I have completed my second row. I've just completed my second round of 18. And we're going to now decrease to 16. Move that stitch marker. We're going to single crochet the first 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going to single crochet the next one together. Oops, that was, there we go. There's our decrease. Single crochet the next 7, and then another decrease. 1, 2, 3. Got a knot, so we're going to try to avoid pulling that through. Oh my gosh, I forgot how many I had. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and my last 2 stitches right there are going to be a decrease. There. We should now have 16 stitches. We are now going to decrease to 14. So we are going to move the stitch marker, single crochet the next 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and now a decrease. Six, and then a decrease. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and here is our last decrease. There. This is our base. It's looking very mushroom stemmy, don't you think? Mark that one off. We're going to decrease down to 12. So single crochet the next 5. Move that stitch marker. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now that decrease. Oh, please don't get stuck. Ah, decrease. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and our decrease, the last one. There. Single crochet the next 12 stitches. All right, so this is not going to be a decrease. This is just going to be a regular single crochet row. So again, we should have 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Pull that stitch marker out. At this point is when it'd be a great time to stuff it a little bit. Now, maybe you have some polyfill. Lots of us have, oh my goodness, you guys, I just had a coughing fit. Many of us have a ton of old pillows lying around. So just use that polyfill. Just because the pillow itself might be junk on the outside, the inside is still super good. You just need to fluff it up a lot. Now, if you don't have any polyfill, let me tell you, my poor birds are going to be upset. So I saved clippings for the birds so they can put them in their nest. So if you have clippings, now we're just going to stuff this a little bit. Stuff a little. You could use, if you're going to turn your mushroom into a cat toy, you could even stuff it with cellophane, the the paper bag. Oh my gosh, spit it out, Trey. The plastic bag, it's crinkly. Yeah. So if you're going to turn it into a cat toy, just put something crinkly in it. Alrighty. Stuff a little bit. We're going to now decrease again. So single crochet the next 4 stitches. And then we're going to single crochet 2 together for our decrease. For a total of 10 stitches. Let me put my stitch marker in. So, what did I say? Four single crochets and then a decrease. All right. 1, 2, and 4. Now our decrease. 4, 1, 2, 3. Oh, I'm at the end, another end. Gosh darn it. Hold on. Let me tie this string in. All right, now I'm just going to cut these off real quick. Get myself back together here. So we're going to do a single. This is number 3. I pulled it out. I had to pull it out so I can get my knot in there. And 4. And now a decrease. There we go. Crossing that one off. Single crochet. All right, so we're decreasing again. So we're going to single crochet the next 3. And then the 4th one will be a decrease. So 1, 2, 3. Now my decrease. There we go. 3 and a decrease. 1, 2, 3, decrease. Whoopsie, hold on. Ah, I'm stuck. There we go. All right, so we're going to repeat the 3 rounds of 8. So we're going to repeat it 3 more times. I have 3 little marks here. I'm just going to mark each one off. So I'm going to move my marker. And again, we're going to have 8 stitches in each row. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Move that marker. And I will meet you back here after I've done 2 more. All right. And then stuff a little bit more. So I'm going to pull that out. I'm going to move some of that yarn inside around. So I want that bottom nice and flat. And again, if you want to add a little more in there, just in the stem. Use something to poke it in. And again, you can use anything you want to stuff it, whatever you have. There you go. Okay, we're doing another decrease. 2 single crochets and then a decrease. Let me get my stitch marker in. So again, 2 single crochets. 1. Oh my goodness. 2. And now a decrease. Some of these are tiny. But you'll find it. Don't worry. Decrease. 1. Man, they get small. 1, 2, and our last decrease. There. 2 single crochet each stitch. So now we are going to increase again. So we're going to now have a total of 12. Let me mark that one off. So 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2. It'll get easier, I promise. 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1, 2. Back at our stitch marker. What did I do? There. Oh, there's another end. Oh my goodness, this is just the worst ball of yarn ever. All right, let me mark that one off. We are going to do an increase up to 18. So 1 single crochet in the first, and then 2 single crochets in the next for a total of 18. I should just put that other ball of yarn on there, but oh no, I'm like determined to just finish using this piece of crap scrappy ball. It's just giving me trouble. But because I'm determined, I'm like, it will not defeat me. I don't care how many times I have to tie in more knots in this thing. Are you guys the same way? Or am I just like being difficult and should be like, throw the whole thing out, give it to the birds, and start over with that huge one you've got sitting right over here out of sight? All right. Move that stitch marker. 1, and then 2. 1. Oh, this yarn is despicable. This is really is. Erga. it must have been worked and worked and worked so many times that it's just like single strands. Wow. Now 2. I'll be so thankful when this one is done. Skipping over that knot the best you can. Push it towards the back. One, 2. One. Increase. 2. I was like, am I seriously coming to another end? Oh, no. 1. So far, so good. We're working the pattern properly because 1 stitch left, and that is an increase of 2. 1, 2. 1 single crochet the next 2 stitches, 2 single crochets the next for a total of 24. And if you have not figured it out, we are now doing this part. So move that marker, single crochet 1, 2, 2. One in the next 2. 1, 2, 2 in the next 1. And finish like that, or continue like that till you get to your stitch marker. We have just finished that row of increase for a total of 24 stitches. Move that stitch marker. And we're going to now have increase to 30. So we're going to single crochet the next 3, 2 single crochets in the next 1. One, 2, 3, now 2. Single crochet the next 3, and then 2 in the 4th. And I will meet you back here at the stitch marker. We now have a total of 30. We are going to increase again. So move your marker. And we are going to single crochet the next 4. So, and then an increase. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now 2. Repeat that until you have a total, or you will have 36 for this round. So I'll meet you back here when we're done. 1 single crochet the next 4, 2 in the 5th. And that was my last increase for a total of 36 stitches this round. The next one, we are going to single crochet every stitch for a total of 36. And then we're going to fasten off. And our mushroom stem will be done. You see, I have attached one more time, and now I am on a skein. So hopefully this will get much easier to crochet. Now that I'm at the end of this mushroom stem, but I have many, many more to do. Not many more, but 1, 2, 3, 4 plus. All right, you guys, so I'm going to get these 36 single crochets in, and I'll meet you back here when I'm done. That was my last stitch. Slip stitch the next one. Just leave a little tail so you can use a tapestry needle and hide it. I'm going to attach this purple cap to this one. In my sewing box right here, I have a tapestry needle. Actually, let's hide this one in first. Well, come on. Just being careful not to go through to the other side. You don't want your yarn exposed on the other side. Now, generally, when I fasten off a yarn tail, I would come back up through. But this is getting one sewed on to it, so I'm just hiding it. Hiding it, hiding it, hiding it. Now, the purple cap. Sorry about that. I have this glare. There we go. Find wherever you would like to join at. Maybe you don't want them joining in the same spot. Where's that purple? This is what we're going to do. We're going to go through both of these and only the closest whoopsie, let me turn her back around, it fell off. We're going through both of these and only one of those. There you go, just like that. Now you can stuff this more if you want. It is totally up to you. You could put white dots on there if you want. I should have done that with you guys. If you wanted white dots on there, all we would have done, you know what, and I will show you real quick. I will just break out. And we will come over to here. We'll grab another color. If you wanted white dots, I'm just saying white because that one has white. You could use whatever color you want. You could use gems. And if you don't know how to use gems, I will link a video in the description or in one of the corners. And it'll show you how I add stones or gems. So we are just going to come all the way up. This is a little long. Just cut that. You just want a piece so that you can tie it off. And then go through in another spot. And now you have a white dot. And you just make your way around. If you want to go over it twice, you can totally go over it twice to make them stick out more. That is how you would do that. And you put them randomly wherever you want. All right, so let's finish closing up this one over here before I get too far ahead of myself. But yes, if that's what you wanted to do, you totally could do that. We're just matching stitch for stitch. 2 and only 1. What is going on? You guys, I just have too much stuff in front of me. It keeps grabbing it. Now, if you, I'm working backwards. If you, what did I do? Let me see what I just did wrong. There we go. I'm working in a clock, counterclockwise direction. You can go the other way. It's totally up to you. However you feel comfortable doing it. It was just easier for me to hold it and come in backwards. I truly don't think you can do these wrong. And if you find by some chance your stitches are not lining up, which means you have 1 or 2 extra on one than the other, don't worry about it. Skip one. Nobody will ever know. Nobody will ever know. Now I'm just making a bunch of these to give away. But you could, like I said, you can make them and give them away as gifts. You can turn them into a cat toy. Heck, you could even put catnip in it if you wanted to. Just make it so that you could fill the little pouch up somehow. I mean, I'm sure there's a way to do it. Or just leave it as a plain old cat toy without a catnip. You could turn these into a rear view mirror. You know, hang it from your car mirror. You could put awesome essential oil in it. Little beads. Oh yeah, the ideas are endless. You can make a mushroom garland. There. Now I'm going to just take this and hide it. Now if you give it a nice little snug tug, and then trim it, being super careful not to cut your stitches that you've crocheted, your yarn will fall back inside and nobody will even see it. Look at that. Now we have a stinking adorable purple mushroom. You get them to stand up. Get her to stand up. There we go. So I'm going to go ahead and finish the other ones, which are a blue one. Oops. Another red one. And the green one that we're putting the dots on. Again, if you want to use buttons, you can do that. If you want to use beads, you can do that. And again, I will link a video of how I add beads to my crochet projects in one of the corners below. If you like this type of content, please give my video a thumbs up. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Don't forget to check out my membership levels, Coffee Club, Wildflower, and Bohippianlife. You guys, I just love these stinking mushrooms. They are so cute. You know, we could probably put beans or something in there if you wanted them to sit better. That was easy this time. You guys, have the best day ever. I'll see you in the next video.